Everyone loves stories. Stories tell us about the world and our connection to the world. That's why I became a photojournalist. Well, that, and I love to travel. And as my work took me across the world, I began to see that every child has a story, and that these stories are somehow all connected. That's why I started Kids Across the World. In recent years, I wanted to do a story about an ordinary middle-class Muslim child, like ASEAN in Malaysia. The story shows how religion is part of her life, but it's also the story of a girl who loves flying kites and spends all her spare time doing what she loves. I guess a lot of kids can relate to that. In Borneo, I did a story about Lanao, an Iban boy whose uncle teaches him how to survive in the rainforest, even though he really wants to hang out with his friends instead. Alap in Thailand has cerebral palsy, but she also loves fried bananas, has chores to do, and has a dream to be able to walk by herself one day. And as I did these stories, I realized that although each reflected the uniqueness of that particular child, they are all part of the same story. The story of joy and sorrow, of dignity and pride, even in places without much dignity. It's a story of scarcity and abundance, where some kids have more and others have less or nothing. And occasionally, those with less end up with more. And whenever I see kids going to school, on foot, by bicycle, on boat, remorque, horseback, and when I see their desire to learn, to gain the knowledge that will help them to succeed in this world, it reminds me that, above all, this is the story of hope and promise. And every once in a while I see something, an expression, a gesture, and I think, yes, it's also the story of triumph. And although there are so many beginnings, from Borneo to Burma, from England to Ecuador, from Africa to America, the story never ends. Because it's the story of connections, of all the fundamental things that connect all countries, all cultures, and all kids across the world.